All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, October 10th, set today by Picaroon. I feel like Picaroon is one of the fairer setters, but I may be proved wrong. Let's see what Picaroon has for us today. Abuse about a vacuous orchestrator, one unable to conduct. Well, I think vacuous is going to mean we empty out orchestrator to have OR. One unable to conduct, I think, is the definition probably in electrical terms. Um, Insulator. Oh, yes. Uh, excuse me. The abuse is an insult, and that goes about A, and then we have our empty orchestrator. All right, good start. Drunk given clothing, one trying not to disturb the bar. Well, I first think a pole vaulter would try not to disturb the bar, but it's not that. But I think that is the definition. I presume, are we going to have a word for drunk and then a word for clothing? Or a word for drunk with a word for given clothing it. It could be one of those Yoda phrasings. Nothing is coming to me. Oh, well, this looks interesting with a single letter. Love's holding unaccompanied note in romantic song. Well, love from tennis is naught, which can be the letter O. So I think we're going to have O here and here. And I'm thinking O sole. Is it O solo? I think it must be solo as in unaccompanied. And then note is mi, do, re, mi. O sol, is that O solo mio or O solo mio? Of course, I just think of just one cornetto, but let me look that up. Yeah, it should be O sole. So unaccompanied, I suppose, can be soul as well as solo. All right, try stuffing pastry in container for liquid. Yeah. Is it going to be a liquid? I don't see it. Where to see privileged learners melt down every so often. Oh, I'm wondering if it might be melt down every so often, every other letter. And sure enough, we have taken the even letters eaten. And so the definition is where to see privileged learners. That's a good one. Artwork upset taught. Is it a tacky item? I presume upset is an anagram indicator, I think, for artwork. But then taught, taught could be to add up or sum. A tacky item. I'm thinking some kind of pin, like a drawing pin. But I don't. Oh, I think it is. Yeah. So an artwork is a drawing, oh, of course, and then a tot could be a nip, a tot of an alcoholic beverage, and if you upset that, you get the pin. All right. Let's go back to the acrosses. Wipe middle of vase or vase, depending on preference, before edges. Well, before edges might be the B and the E, but I don't think so. I think it's going to be the middle of vase would be the A and the S before a three-letter edges. That's tricky, and it's going to mean wipe. No, I don't see that. I may be misreading that one. I perhaps love info on malfunctioning piece of AI. Of course, it could be a malfunctioning piece of AL, but I think it's AI. Yeah, what's the definition? I perhaps love again is probably going to be O. Info can be Jen. Oh, Jen. Um, Halogen. Yeah, I'm wondering if I is the chemical symbol. I think it's iodine, right? So I don't think that's. But I perhaps could be a letter of the alphabet. Oh, a pronoun? No, it's not that. Um, yeah, I'm going to have to come back to that one. Was a vocalist on the radio covered? The question mark worries me. I think it's like going to be a homophone, but is it going to be a homophone for a word that means was a vocalist, as in sung, warbled, wailed, whistled, and then it's going to sound like a word for covered, or of course it could be the other way around. Oh, I think it's wrapped, which sounds like wrapped without the W, and that is being a vocalist. All right. Intimidate, country club, servant. Ooh. Yeah, I'm not sure where the definition is there. Intimidate, I suppose. What's going to be country club? We're going to have a very short thing, 2 letters for country club, maybe. And then a 3-letter. A servant could be a man. But how is that intimidate? No, I don't see it. Ring, girl eating sandwiches. Oh, I think this might be a Yoda style clue. I think, well, I'm not sure now, but I'm thinking a word for eating sandwiches, a girl's name, and it's going to mean ring, ding-a-ling. Oh, we do have a gal. Ah, and we have dining around the outside. All right. Who remembers that terrible Chuck Berry song? It's sad that a lot of people will only know Chuck Berry for My Ding-a-Ling. Anyway, it's his own fault for recording it, I suppose, although I'm sure he was laughing all the way to the bank. All right, place for putting the shot. Well, it sounds like shot putting, but I'm wondering if it's something to do with shooting a gun, like target practice. What's going to come after the P there? Oh, I think it's photograph came to me as a word that fits. And then I think you put your photos in a photograph album. Not sure how many people still do that, but it's a great thing to do. All right, let's go back to some downs. Oh, yeah, we looked at those. Drained Viennese and North American sparkling wine in vessel for claret. I think it must be a type of claret. I'm thinking drained Viennese is again like vacuous emptying out, and we just get VE. And then North American might be NA. Oh, and then there's this. Yeah, I think cava is a sparkling wine. So is there something called Vina Cava? I'm going to pause and look that up. Well, Vina Cava, and then the plural Vinae or Vinae Cavae, or however you want to say it. Hollow veins. They're two large veins. So vessel for claret is being metaphorical vessel for the blood. So it is Vina Cava. There we go. Asian income picked up in Asian capital. Well, I think it must be a homophone and it's going to be an Asian capital. It must be Taipei. So the Asian that is heard is a Thai, Thai, and income is pay, Pay. All right. Take charge of field day. Well, I think the final D might be day, so we need a three-letter word for a field, and it's going to mean take charge. That would be to lead. All right. Ooh, I think this must be to wipe, could be to erase. Middle of vase before edges. Yeah, I'm trying to see how that works. It's not a hidden clue? We have the ASE. No. Yeah, I'm really not sure about that one. I'll make a note in case I end up leaving it. Middle of vase before edges. Ah, it is a Yoda clue. Um, so it is the AS, excuse me, and a word for before, I suppose a archaic or poetic air, ERE, and that edges or goes around the AS. And now I get it. All right, that's the top right. Let's try article in build. Well, that's it. All I know is it's a German, is it magazine or newspaper? And so I think that the German article would be der, getting complaint, and then going offline. So a word for getting or for a complaint, and it's going to mean, well, with a question mark going offline. Ooh, I think an ailment. Ah, yes, so a train, if it goes off the line, is a derailment. Okay. Maybe this workers in grassy area protecting a bird. I'm thinking it's going to be like a game. Well, maybe a game warden. I think it's warden. It could be warder, but I think it's warden. I mean, there's so much verbiage here. I don't think it's just simply a cryptic definition. Oh, I think the grassy area is a garden, and that is protecting a bird, a mew, MEW. Not 100% sure of that. Excuse me. All right, Cockney, aspiring to fix. Post office's counter. Yeah, so Cockney, of course, we're going to drop an H. So I think aspiring to fix. Oh, I think hoping, hope, To fix, to stick, to mend. But what's a post office's counter? Do they mean the counter where the customer stands in the post office, or something that counts? Are the post office's complement, its counter, maybe like in the private sector? I don't know, in Britain, is there something, a rival to the post office? I don't know. All right, oh, I have to look at undressed Tony Blair partying around a noble. Um, so undressed, I would think, is taking off the outer letters. However, we start with a B. I wonder if it could be a baroness. How would that be? Undressed Tony Blair partying around. No. Okay, I think I'll go back to the clauses. English, conservative, inept, or bungling, party. I think English conservative in this case is going to be E and C. Conservative could be Tory, but I think we're going to have E plus C. And we're going to put that in inept or bungling or being anagrammed, because that's 7 letters. Yeah, and I think it's going to be a reception, could be a party. There we go. Puzzle that's worth cracking. Oh, I'm wondering if it could be an anagram of worth, but the only word I can think of is throw. I think maybe if something puzzles you, it throws you. That's the best I can come up with. All right. He leaves the money that's extorted in bar. Wow. Maybe he leaves is the definition. The money that's extorted. Ransom, I suppose. In bar. Oh, maybe HE is taken away from, yes, the ransom. If you take away he, you're left with transom. That's one word that I would come across in old books. Not 100% sure of the meaning, so I'm going to pause and look that one up. All right, it's part of a ship, but it's also in architecture, a bar of wood or stone across the top of a door or window. So that's the bar we have here. One may bowl over penny pinching reprobate. Yeah, I'm wondering if it's going to be one may bowl over, like a wooer, Romeo, a courter, a something. Penny pinching reprobate makes me think of Scrooge, but I don't think it's that. No, I think I need some letters. All right, polite refusal by king returning in shop. I think it's going to be a polite refusal. King returning, is that going to be CR, the current king, or previous one? Because it has to be more than one letter, because it's returning, and that's going to go inside of shop. Something no. No, I don't get that. Wannabe, holy person, certainly not corrupt. I'm wondering if the definition is wannabe. Holy person is usually saint, ST. Certainly not. Well, corrupt could be an anagram indicator, but and the exclamation worries me a little bit. All right, let's finish the downs. Cruel, around horse, but tending to rabbit. Well, of course, to rabbit on is to talk a lot. I presume we're going to put a word for cruel around horse can be GG. Chatty, I think. Oh no, hold on, that's not that's not around GG, but tending to rabbit could be. But how would that work? Cruel horse, of course, we've seen can be a dun or a grey or a mare. Yeah, I think it's going to be some word like that. No. Character asking for more special, unexpected events. Ooh, well, the character asking for more was Oliver Twist. Ah, yeah, and then special can be abbreviated to S. I'm not sure of the context. Special delivery, maybe. And so twists are unexpected events. Piece of rubber, it was seized by Alexander. Yeah, I'm not sure. I was thinking it might be a hidden clue, but not with that first T. I did read backwards and we have tire. But there's nothing to indicate we should read it backwards. I'm just wondering if there was well, there was an old city tire, but was that with a Y? I think that was with a Y. Um, uh, Piece of rubber, it was seized. Troy? What did Alexander seize? No. Person forced to work hasn't left husband. Oh. I'm wondering if it could be a serf. But I'm now wondering if it's a 5-letter person. Oh, yeah, so a person forced to work would be a slave, but without the L for left. It is save. I thought to husband meant to carefully tend to, like plants or young animals. You would animal husbandry. Does it mean save? I'm not sure about that one. I'll leave it in. Oh, it would give a nice. Oh, a wannabe holy person, I think, would be a novitiate, like a young nun. Certainly not corrupt. Uh, I like novitiate as the answer, but I don't know why it would mean certainly not corrupt. Yeah. We do have not in there, but what else do we have that might mean certainly? Yeah, I think Picaroon is proud of this one, so it may be extra complicated. No, I don't see it. All right, one may bowl over. Oh, a spinner, maybe. Penny pinching reprobate. Yeah, but I'm thinking a cricket. There are types of bowlers called spinners, are there not? So I'm going to put it in penny pinching reprobate. No, but let's, yeah, we're very close to baroness. So maybe novitiate is wrong, or maybe it's spelt differently. Um, what else could that be? Partying or undressed? Oh, undressed could be bear. Tony Blair partying. Oh, Blair. Oh, undressed Tony, of course, is O-N. Um, yeah, so O-N plus Blair is 7 letters. And and Blair is and they're all those 7 letters parting around A. I think it might be baronial. Yeah, I'll leave it in. Not 100% sure, but it seems plausible. All right, so now our Cockney aspiring. Okay, it's not open or oping or anything like that, but counter could be the definition. Yeah, I think it might be opposing. Cockney aspiring to fix post offices. Oh, yeah, so I think it is the Cockney aspiring is oping, O-P-I-N-G, and that fixes or surrounds post offices, P-O-S. All right, tricky. Uh, so polite refusal could be not on, but returning in shop. Shop could be to rat somebody, but it could also simply be to shop. Piece of rubber. Let me look up Tyre. Because, yeah, maybe because, of course, I've forgotten. I've been away so long. The British spelling of a rubber tire would be with a Y. And so maybe it's a double definition. Yes, Tyre is in the present day Lebanon, and it was conquered by Alexander the Great. Ooh, so polite refusal. Oh, it could be to shop, maybe. Because I'm thinking of run in. I know that has some meaning to do with a criminal being brought into a police station. He was run in. Oh, or it could be, no, I think it's rat on is to shop. Okay. Polite refusal. Is that not or no? By king and then returning. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I still want this to be chatty. All right, I think I'm close enough to the 30-minute mark, which is my own personal uh, target for when I'll click the check this button. So let me check. Chatty is right, but cruel. I don't see any word for cruel, unless it's a wordplay indicator. Oh, horse? Ah, now I do. Catty. So I think if you're cruel in a sort of bullying, mocking way, you might be catty. And horse is slang for heroin, which can also be H. Yeah, of course. All right. And then let me just check that one. Yeah, don't fully understand that one either. But the bottom half is done and it's just the northwest. Drunk given clothing, one trying not to disturb the bar. Something dipper. What's another word for a drunk? A sot, a toper. Oh, drunk, of course, could be an anagram indicator, so maybe an anagram of given. Doesn't seem very likely with those. Yes, with the I in second place. I don't like that. Yeah, so I'm not sure about it. All right, try stuffing pastry in container for liquid. Maybe, yeah, a word for try is going to go inside a pastry. Could that be a bun? And it's going to give us a container. Then the word for try would begin with L. Don't see it. What is a container for liquid? A flagon? Oh, yes, I think that is it. Excuse me. So the pastry is flan. I'm not sure I consider any flan I've eaten is not really a pastry, is it? But having a go is the same as having a try. All right. So I think the information might be Jan. Is it a piece of AI, like there's an algorithm or there's a yeah, I do like halogen. Could it be a fish? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do like halogen. Well, we have the love and the info, but then we have Hal. No, I can only think of Prince Hal in Henry IV, Part 1. Maybe it's 1, perhaps. I don't think so. But if that was an H, trying not to disturb the bar. Could it be a court reference? No. What's this? Intimidate? It does look like it might be something man. In, oh, could it be intimidate country is the definition? I don't think so. All right, I think I'm going to have to go to wordplays.com at this point and see what 5-letter words have the M and the N. All right, I did see the word unman, and the definition on wordplays is break the spirit of. I think it might mean intimidate, to unman somebody. And the country club, I'm sure I've seen this before, but I just didn't make the connection in my mind, is the UN, and a servant is indeed man. All right. Ooh. Could it be fish supper? But how is that? One trying not to disturb the bar. That has nothing. I mean, it fits. And it's a thing I've heard of, a fish supper. But yeah. All right, I'm going to check halogen. It is right. Again, no idea why. All right, if that's right, then maybe fish supper. Am I crazy? Let's check this. All right, I feel a little bit better. Um, Usually, if I get it, if it the checklist shows it to be wrong, I immediately click reveal this. But I think I have enough time. I'm going to try. All right, what is the drunk then? Given clothing. One trying not to disturb the bar. Okay, I'm going to pause and run through the alphabet to see what letter it might start with. Oh, I can't believe I said pole vaulter at the beginning, and I should have thought of another athletic event where you try not to disturb the bar, a high jumper. Oh my goodness, and it's so straightforward, the charade. If you're drunk, you might be said to be high. Type of clothing might be a jumper. Oh, I'm very annoyed at myself for not. I think we all do it. You have one thing in your mind, and then it's very hard to change track and think of something. But in this case, it was so related to the pole vaulter, the high jumper. Anyway, let's check all. All right, everything else still there. Let's head on over to 15 squared. All right, the blog is by Menehi. Very enjoyable, tricky clues and nice surfaces. Yeah, I did really enjoy that. But there were a lot I didn't understand. Yeah, I think this is probably the most numbers I've written down in a couple of weeks. Um, oh no, I did get 10 eventually. Hal, oh, an I in the definition is the symbol for iodine, which is a halogen. Okay, and HAL 9000, of course, from 2001. All right. Throw as confuse. Yeah, I suppose. Um, oh, a spinner. A sinner is a reprobate pinching a P for a penny. All right. Polite refusal is no ta with the king, and all of that is reversed. Okay. And to vitiate is to spoil or corrupt. So no vitiate is certainly not corrupt. My goodness. There's that high jumper. Oh dear, oh dear. Game warden. A mew is a seagull. Oh, I think I did know that. There's a band called Mew. I don't know if they're named after the seagull. Baronial, yes. So noble as an adjective. All right. And yeah, I did finally work out chatty. Okay, so maybe there weren't as, I think I wrote down more numbers than I really needed. All right. I had a golfing term in mind for putting and shot. Yeah, that was tricky, of course. Anyway, not much more to say about that one. I did enjoy it. I hope you did too. Thanks as always for watching and have a wonderful day.